Have you ever been so scared about a business or work-related matter that it petrified the living shit out of you? That no matter what you do, this fear and anxiety constantly creeps into your head that you couldn't think straight anymore. In this episode, you'll learn why fear can be your best friend and why you should run to it. Hi, welcome to Growth Daily Podcast, your daily dose of bite-sized lessons and tips to help you grow both personally and professionally. My name is Joseph, and let's get to it. There's a good likelihood that whatever scared the living daylights out of you in business, at work, or in school also scares your rivals. Yes, that mean colleague or business rival of yours that you see as someone you feel like already has life figured out. They also feel fear. Therefore, turn to your anxieties and learn to master it so you can use it against your rivals. This helps you avoid becoming too at ease in life, which will allow you to concentrate on getting better. Public speaking worried me when I was younger. I was being held back by this dread, which was preventing me from developing professionally. I then did something completely uncharacteristic and uncomfortable. I pondered how I could push myself to overcome this phobia while also being of service to others. I made the decision to volunteer with my church and enter the Bay Area prison system to assist prisoners who were detained for relatively minor drug offenses. Even though I don't do drugs, I feel horrible for the young people who grew up without parents or other good role models, committed a petty crime, and are now in jail. If my parents hadn't raised me so well, I thought that this could have been me. I still recall my first day at this particular correctional facility. When I was speaking to a small group of prisoners, I was afraid. I was terrified. One of them, in my memory, had the phrase "fuck you" tattooed above his top lip. I pondered how on earth was I going to survive this. The first time was difficult, but I kept returning and eventually grew accustomed to it. The moment I arrived at the prison on a Sunday and discovered that the priest who was scheduled to conduct Mass and give the address before communion hadn't arrived was a turning point in my ability to overcome my anxiety of public speaking. The warden informed me that I needed to speak to the prisoners for 20 minutes and serve as the Eucharistic minister. I was in such fear and my anxiety soared through the roof. The speech was meant to be about having trust, hope, and confidence in yourself, according to the gospel lesson. I spoke there while standing in front of a crowd of numerous, highly terrifying prisoners. After a few minutes, I was able to wing it, and I actually began to like it. "Do you believe in God?" I asked them. They all affirmed it. "Do you think God believes in you?" I then asked. They all responded in the affirmative. It was then that I realized how empowering it felt to be able to speak in front of a group of people, get a response, and actually create an impact on a personal level. It wasn't just because it was about religion, but rather, it was because of the power of my message. The fear that pushed me back actually gave me a new sense of purpose. And because of it, I was able to permanently overcome my fear of public speaking, and today I thrive and actually like speaking in front of groups and participating in panels. And because of this newfound passion, I was able to market myself better, communicate my thoughts and experience more, and at some point, beat my rivals because now people listen to me and trust my expertise. I acquired the power to reach more people. In work or in business, the thing that we fear the most is sometimes also what our rivals fear. And if our rivals don't overcome that fear, we can use that fear to get an advantage over our competitors. This allows us to do something that they can't, so this fear becomes a valuable asset to us. On the contrary, if you don't run to your fears to overcome it, you become the very person that you are trying to beat, because if you don't master your fear, your rivals will, and they can get that advantage over you. So today, wherever you are right now, try to think of a particular fear that you believe your rivals also have and try to run to it and overcome it. It doesn't have to be a big fear. You can start with a little one and gradually work your way up until you get to face your biggest fear. Once you start to master your fears, you'll realize how powerful you truly are. So, go out there today and run headfirst to your fears. If you enjoyed this micro podcast, you may subscribe to receive daily bite-sized lessons and tips to grow yourself and your career with topics in skills development, business, relationship, and life in general, only at Growth Daily Podcast.